my boxes say we're live, so I'm gonna assume we're live. We're back tonight playing some BX Dungeons and Dragons. I guess. That's what we're doing. It's been a long day, but tonight we have Richard. Who are you playing tonight, Richard?
Hi there, I'm Richard, and I am playing somebody who is not long. It is Scribbleshanks, the halfling. They're amazing.
They're short. Yes. Seamus, who you got?
Okay, I'm playing Galen Rayhorn, Cleary Elf Priest, level 8, and my internet is having lots of struggling today, so I may fall off for a moment.
Yeah. I might
music.
just fall over either. Yeah, I've got just some sound bed in the background. If it's too loud, let me know. I'll drop it down a little bit.
Oh, it's from you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I
It
thought
is the background music that is approved for streams in StreamYard. So, don't at me, Twitch.
is it approved for YouTube as
because
well,
it's
or will you get
approved.
problems with that? Because
Supposedly it's approved. So don't at me. Dion, who you got?
Hello, I'm Dion. Tonight I'm playing Stoltine Reinbach the Seventh, Averone Aristocrat, and level 5 Cleric / Magic User.
That's a thing. That is a thing. All right, Constantine, who you got?
I'm just playing your friendly old, totally intelligent Jenkins.
So there's two things wrong with that statement. Friendly, and in the intelligent part. But yeah, we'll let it slide. Bill, who do you have?
Hey everybody, I'm Bill. I am playing Radnor the Large. He's a level 9 wizard, and he is very large.
Compared to Scribbleshanks.
Yes.
and most other human beings. He is quite large. Quite large. Okay, last game. We did things. Mostly wandered around your province.
Don't lie.
Yeah. Well, you didn't open any doors because that would have been a whole session. Mostly you wandered around your province, just figuring out what's going on, seeing if anyone else was having any particular types of distress. You learned that Mir is a very large yet interesting city. Very insular people that apparently don't let folks in or out, are not very kind to merchants. But you had some conflicting stories to go along with that. So you learned about that. There were also several wounded foresters that you helped. You did some ring passing as your ring regenerates people, and found out that they were excavating a little bit to the south of here in the forest, taking down some new trees, and they surprised what they believed was an adolescent black dragon, which caused a lot of damage. Typically, they know how to handle these things because dragons are, they're a thing. They're a hazard of the timber industry, much like lung cancer. And, well, they surprised it. It surprised them. Folks died. Folks were maimed. Yeah, that sort of happened. So you've got a few things out that you could possibly explore. I don't think anyone really talked about it, but we'll just pick up after you guys had the community at large pretty much has accepted you, likes you because, well, you helped their foresters to recover. Most of these folks that's pretty much going to be the end of their working lives because they were missing hands, eyes, fingers, and all kinds of other things that come from black dragon breath attacks. Yeah. So, you've finished doing the healing that you're going to do. Gian, you weren't here last time, were you? Stoltheim was gone. You were out communing with nature. Someone's nature, anyway.
I had diarrhea.
Yeah, there was that.
Sorry.
Right. So we'll pick up. This is one of your provinces, Stoltheim. Having a little problem with the black dragon. Again, typically it's something they know how to deal with. But this time, they had no idea one was in the vicinity. and things got bad from there.
What hex is that in?
Where were we last time?
1.
1, right? Okay.
And the dragon is in 1?
About to the south, so kind of straddling Hex 4 and the mountains there, or hills, really.
Hmm.
Oh wait, I remember what happened with you.
What?
They left you in the previous village with the maids. It was newly awakened as he was feeding to get his energy back. So we'll say you've rejoined everybody.
Okay.
You were just a little behind.
Hmm. Well, once I get caught up, out of character question, was Threshold where the dickhead was from, or were they cool people at Threshold?
You haven't actually. Well,
At the conference.
oh no. Threshold they're okay. What was going on? Actually, this is a thing. Is that this village had requested a cleric from Threshold to come and help, who hasn't arrived yet. You arrived first. So that was the other thing. If you wanted to hang around and find out who the cleric that Threshold was sending to help.
Yeah,
now, Threshold
Threshold
is a very it is a foresting. I mean, it exists because of the forestry in the area. Also, there's some mining that goes on there, but that's secondary.
Yeah, I'd say we can wait for the cleric and then go with the cleric as like a measure of good faith as the lore of the region.
Well, the cleric is coming here to help the people that you just helped.
Oh, not to take the dragon out. Okay.
No, not at all. No.
Well,
No, we can take the dragon out and then potentially meet the cleric if he.
yeah, let's do that.
or something.
And then he can help us when we get maimed.
That sounds almost like a plan to me.
Must be something wrong with it then.
Let's execute it and find out what.
Well, the foreman of the group that was out there, having been healed of his fairly mild injuries compared to some of the ones that you healed, more than happy to take you to the location. Since you've done such good things for his men.
You're okay. So you're okay to go back there.
He is. He does wants his men to take a break.
Cool. All right. I mean, sounds good to me. Is there anything else anybody needs from here, or should we just?
Are we doing this the same day or the next day so I get my spells back?
I think we will.
You all fought dragons before?
Yes.
Like dragon. Okay. All right. So, what's your tactic? We usually bait some food out and poison it ourselves if we know that they're, of course. This one took us completely by surprise.
I think that's what we did before, wasn't it?
Last time I got swallowed by one and exploded it from the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we tried to
tainted
bait
the food.
Because we had those burning ring things from the other place. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, right, that reacted to magic. Yes, that was it.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
we can use that, can't we?
I don't know. Do we have any left to use? I don't remember what we did. How much we used last time.
I mean, I don't even know if they get used up when you use them.
Oh, I think they do.
Ah.
The dragon controller thing?
Oh no, we got all of those.
Yeah. If it's a younger dragon, maybe it's easier to use
Yeah,
it on.
those that never worked.
That's not true. I mean, it might be, but I choose to believe they've worked at least once.
Basically, the plan is to stumble over, say, "Oh, there's a dragon," and then panic and do something about it, and attack it or something, and run away and stuff.
Well, never mind an old hand at it. I'm sure you guys have this all under control, being just sturdy folks such as yourself. I'm sure you've got it all under control, but
It's a possibility. We'll do whatever Radnor says. He's our expert.
He's also muted.
Fireball.
You want us to turn into fireball?
Shrinking the area, drastically reducing our income. I mean, I would prefer that you not set the forest on fire.
Okay. We could get close to the dragon and I'll make him shit himself and you guys can wail on him.
That is a tactic.
Or I could turn him into a newt.
With all the
And
hit
then-
points of a dragon.
Yeah, but he'd be a newt.
I don't think newts can really do anything in general. If we make it into a newt and just throw it in a hole, cover up the hole, I think, what is it going to do?
Is it
Be very
permanent,
upset.
It will be a very large newt because remember, you can't change anything to be outrageously different in size.
Could I turn him into a paramecium?
A very large paramecium.
Yes.
God.
Horror checks all around. Because that's living on your face right now. Just a very small version.
What is a paranecium?
A single-celled organism.
Oh. Oh.
And it happens to be a spell component in Ragnar's
Is it?
big bowels.
Yeah.
Actually, something just turned into a giant fish. As long as he's not near any bottled body of water.
I mean,
Well, you are going to be in a swamp.
Yeah,
Ah.
even to a degree.
well, it's a dragon,
But, yeah.
right? Can it not
Yeah.
turn itself back again? Does it not have innate magics? No? Is that different dragons? I don't know.
Well, if you wanted to cast, you've got rings and stuff for casting fireball, don't you, Ragnor?
Yes.
So if you got swallowed by the dragon and casted with a fireball from the inside, you're protected against fire, so that would probably contain the blast. So you'll be able to blow up the dragon without getting the forest.
But that's a great idea.
They did say it was a juvenile black dragon, which is not going to be large enough to swallow you whole.
No, we'll give it to Shrimbleshanks.
I am not fireproof.
That's a
nor
short
do I know
joke.
how to know how to.
Yet. We've got rings for that.
But I don't know how to cast fireball either.
No, you can use the rings for that as well.
I hope I don't get them mixed up. I accidentally cast fire protection from fire on the dragon while inside it, and being dissolved by its stomach acids. I'm not liking this plan anymore.
Oh, don't worry. You'd suffocate first.
Would I? I don't know. I've got this ring of regeneration. I might just live in there permanently now.
Just getting a constant stomach ache.
Yeah.
We'll just can't shift this up.
Scribbleshanks is that 50 pounds of undigested meat that the dragon has in his colon.
Oh,
All right, yeah.
Well,
I mean, if you want to do this, he's more than willing to take you to the site. But he also says that we do know how to handle these dragons, and we won't be surprised this time around.
I mean, if you're happy to deal with the dragon, fine.
Well, seeing as all of his men are, because of the rings of regeneration, are all hell and healthy again after they recover a bit, I mean, they can take care of it. Juvenile generally isn't a problem. It's when they get adults and they start throwing spells that it becomes a problem.
We've got a few of those.
Do we want to go along with them anyway? Just to,
Just to make sure.
to make sure and to, hey, this is the Duke of the land. He fights with his people.
Yeah.
He fights for you.
Why
And
wouldn't
the real
I?
question is, if we let them go in and do this, do we still get the XP for the dragon?
Of course not.
Then we go and kill the dragon.
Well, how about we just
Got to get to
Go
that
kill
level 10, baby, for the Radnor's got to get to level 10.
I'm waiting for the day when you walk into a town and just say, "How much is the town worth in XP?"
I think we're past that point, to be honest.
Scrimbleshans doesn't even bother asking.
I suppose technically Stoltheim has already done that to
Yeah,
a farmstead.
exactly.
I
Exactly.
still didn't level up.
I think
Hey,
there's some XP for it.
Oh,
There isn't.
babies.
There isn't anybody here that would sell a spell book, is there, by chance?
Oh gosh, no.
No?
They don't have
Okay.
any. They don't have any local magic users here.
Worth a shot.
I know of a magic user who might be able to help you with that. I turn to Radnor. You've got a tower that makes magical items. Can you help him get a new magical spellbook?
Can I help?
Me?
Yeah, you guys want me? I thought that was bad.
No, I need a spell book. I can't cast my wizard spells without it.
Yeah, we can do that.
Then I can do fireball and lightning bolt because you taught them to me.
That's right, I did, didn't I?
Cool, dog.
So we're not doing the dragon then.
We can do both things.
Yeah, you can do both things. But if you want to go with the foresters, he's going to give his men a day or two to recover psychologically before they go back out.
No, I
That's
think we
fine.
can fuck it up.
Well, I need at least till tomorrow to get my spells back anyway, so.
Well. Okay.
If you want to go
bring
ahead,
this
go.
back up. We can bring
can
them
go.
this back up.
All right. So you're going to wait.
Sounds good to me.
Well, the one of the local townsfolk tell you that there are a couple of houses that are not being lived in right now. They don't really have a place for you to stay otherwise, but you're welcome to use the house. And some of the locals will bring some bedding to go along with your camp gear, etc. Other than that, they invite you out to the local drinking establishment, which is the public house, where everybody will gather this evening in celebration that, hey, we're not crippled for life. Huzzah!
I'm taking this as an opportunity to carouse.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Is anyone choosing not to go to this small celebration? It's in your honor. Sort of.
I am praying to my God for extended period of time during this. Is that
And
all
as
okay with
usual,
you?
your God does not listen.
Well, of course not, but hey, if this character doesn't live long, that is all good. I have another God that would actually listen. Although he's not a Titan.
You have the celestial recorded message saying that your God is not presently at home. Your prayers will be answered at his earliest convenience.
I'll have that convenience in 4,000 years.
Yeah, a lot of clerics have been getting that message lately.
Does it have one of those old timey wait for the beep?
Yeah.
You gotta leave your number.
Depends on the God you worship, I guess. Right, so if everyone is, it sounds like Jenkins is not going to partake, but if everyone else is, a lot of the local families actually bring baked goods to show your appreciation. There's a few boars that were killed out in the forest and brought in to be cooked, and it's turned out into a small little festival in your honor for helping out the town. So they do want to hear from Stoltheim, seeing as Stoltheim is their new lord and liege. They'd like to know about your, your leanings. What direction are you going to take this province? Are you gonna bring trade back through?
Yes, absolutely.
More importantly, how the taxes are going to be, and
not for 2 years.
And then 100%. No,
200%.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Stoltheim, put on a small performance as you talk to these people who are now part of your lands. Make me a charisma check. Success. Yeah.
Hey! Now,
It's a high success.
Question. My dilettante is a +1 skill. So does
Yeah.
that make that a crit success?
No. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you would still crit on your 13, but like had you rolled a 1 over your current ability, you would have still succeeded.
Okay, so it
Yeah.
minuses it. Okay.
So it's all good. Yeah, they listen. They are moderately enthused with what you're saying. I mean, these people are just, hey, we work. If you're the new lord and master, if you're going to provide some protection, that would be great. Mostly
Yeah.
people are really wondering about trade. Because right now they essentially have one trade partner. They're not getting the best prices for the wood either.
Oh, they want wood.
Well, no, they're selling wood, but
Oh,
they
they're
really
selling
only
it.
have one place that buys it. So having more options out there, more places to sell would be good.
Well, didn't we make an agreement with Penhalgian? So couldn't we offer them to outsource the work to these locals?
Penhalgan's a long way
Yeah,
away.
that's the long way,
Between
right?
them is Hex 2, in which are the Shadow Elves,
Yeah.
and Hex 4, in which are the a town we'll have to go deal with at some point because they seem rather upset.
Right now,
outside
all
people.
the lumber is being sold through Threshold, and of course, Threshold is taking a very large cut of that profit because they have access to the river, which gets floated down, and they're able to sell all the way down through Specularum by floating the wood down that way.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I tell them definitely we're looking into opening up trade more. It's a slow and rough process, but we are getting taking stock as we travel through the area. We're looking to see who has what and what we can do and what steps to take after that. So this is like our preliminary, hey, what do you got? Cool,
Okay.
let's work with it.
Well, it's again, you do that. Everyone's willing to hear you. It becomes kind of like a town hall event where you're talking about what you see and they're talking about their needs, etc. For the most part, they just want to be left alone. The place is able to subsist pretty well. It's just they feel like they're being gouged by Threshold and would like other options.
Got it.
Otherwise, things are good with Threshold. I mean, we're sending a cleric out this way to help. So it's not like they don't get benefits from their business dealings with Threshold, but they think they could maybe do better. That's all. Farming here is pretty good, so no one's in danger of starvation. The occasional giant raids from the mountains and hills haven't really happened in a while, so that seems to be pretty good. And other than the occasional young or juvenile dragon they run into while they are doing foresting, things have been pretty good. They haven't had a problem with orcs or goblins in a while.
Yeah, okay. We do have goblins now in the capital area, so please be wary.
In general, you find that they don't mind orcs or goblins. It's just when the orcs and goblins tend to attack and steal their stuff that they have a problem.
Right,
but
right. Okay.
Recently, more than not, they've just been doing trade, and that's fine. They're open to trade with anybody.
Cool.
So as this is going on, Radnar the Large, seeming to be the more wizened of the group, being the new mage in the tower, one of the foresters come up to you and hold on for a second. My dog is wanting to go out.
Yep, dog.
I hate when that happens.
See how we're less important than a dog.
When the dog gives you that look and he paws at the door, it's like, let me out or I'm dropping a deuce on your carpet. Which is it? You choose, human. Well played, dog. Well played. All right, so Radnar, one of the foresters come up to you, and while this festivities is going on, he puts a fresh beer in your hand, Some boar meat's just been cut off a boar that's been slowly cooking over the fire pit for a while. It's finally ready. Brings over some choice bits and some gravy to go with it and says, begging your pardon, sir, if I can have just a quiet word with you. He looks around, see if anyone else is listening in.
What can I do for you?
Just a warning, sir. My comrades say I'm daft, but I could swear that creature that attacked us wasn't no dragon. Everyone else says that I'm too young, and yes, this is my first expedition. I've never seen one before, but I could swear that was no dragon.
What do you think it was?
Well, mister, for a moment there, as was attacking us and in surprise, and all the gas started flying and people's bodies started melting, I could swear just in the haze that that thing stood on 2 feet and was about the size of a man. He had some kind of halo darkness around him in the shape of a dragon. I mean, it might just be my imaginings. As I said, this is the first time I've encountered such a thing, but it doesn't seem like it was no dragon to me.
Oh. Well, I appreciate your information. Let me know if you find anything else.
No, just don't let it out that I said. My friends are giving me enough problems as it is, saying that a little touched in the head. I just wanted to warn you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
He goes back, has a beer himself, and just kind of sits in his corner. You see, he's not like the odd man out. Like, people aren't avoiding him, but people will just kind of good natured come up to him and punch him in the shoulder and start laughing at him. And he just kind of smiles and laughs back on occasion, but then kind of grimly goes back to his beer.
Huh. I'll talk with my compatriots about this, saying this guy told me he doesn't think that's a dragon.
You know,
Well, we should be on the lookout then.
Doesn't think what's a dragon.
The dragon? Doesn't
It's
think
a
the dragon's a dragon.
But it's a dragon. It's taken down. It's a dragon.
He told me that he had the impression that it was like some kind of man-sized creature with a halo of darkness shaped like a dragon.
Is that the sort of thing that's going to happen around here at this time?
Oh,
Given all these weird and wacky creatures have been released onto the world, does that sound like something that's going to happen? Yes, it does.
Yes.
well, we are a group of powerful and magical entities who have done battle with the forces of darkness, and we went to France.
Powerful?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
France?
maybe y'all.
Everyone.
Same thing.
You're right.
I thought heroes would be the word you'd question, but you.
all parts of it, really, to be honest.
I don't know what to make of it. I don't know why this kid, singled me out. But it might be wise to keep a lookout. I don't know what we can do with that information. But
Is the mage person who we rescued nominally?
Yes.
Are they here? Do
Yeah.
they know?
Up to you, Stoltheim. He would want to have traveled with you. if you
Yeah,
were
he came
interested.
with, and
Okay.
he's getting food and drink with us.
You don't happen to have an equal and opposite person who... Because, I mean, you had control over the wyverns, right? So there isn't another one of you over there in that direction?
Well, there were many
Oh,
cultists that were put to sleep, much like myself. You'll find that minions of both sides of the armies, both sides of the equation, have been wakened.
So is that a yes? Or...
Yes.
I mean, okay, fine. I mean, so it could be another one of your... If we take you along, is it more likely that they're going to say, oh, it's a friend, or are they going to say, oh, it's an enemy? We're going to have a better or worse time if you come along.
Yes.
He thinks about it for a moment and says, well, I'm still building my power, my strength. I'm not up to full specs yet, but whether or not I would be a hindrance to you, it really depends. If it's a cultist, you would recognize me on sight and seek to eliminate me.
Right,
If it's
I know
one
that-
of mine, he kind of thinks about it for a minute. It's puzzling. If it is, he definitely tried to kill these men instead
he
of
would
warn
seek
them
to
off.
eliminate you. Were you a bad boss? Did he not like you because of that? It doesn't matter.
I'm tough but fair.
Oh god, one of those. I see. All right, fine.
Tough but fair enslaves half of the people in the region. That type of fucking.
See, but fair. He only enslaved half.
It's true.
Only the children. He loves his child labor.
So as you're talking, the door opens once again. It's getting on towards the darkest hour of the night, going through, and Traveler comes in wearing just very voluminous robes that don't really fit right. The frame below is much smaller, and the robes kind of drag a bit. Has a big satchel under one arm. Holy symbol laid out, Church of Karmikos. Comes in, throws the hood off, braided hair. It's a young man, maybe? Very young. Looks around the room and starts going up to people, timidly kind of touching them, saying a few things. Folks are shaking their heads. This person's just making their way through the crowd. They eventually come up to the barkeep, and you hear them. It is a woman. It just looks very boyish. Was there someone needing healing in your village? Someone sent a missive to Threshold. I'm here to help. No healing. Oh,
Oh, is this the cleric from Threshold?
you could have
I'd
overheard
say-
that if you want.
Yeah, I'd say that to her.
Oh, yes. I was at Threshold. I'm here
Yes,
with some unguents, and she's going through the pouch. Some potions and salves. I know some healing. Were you in need?
I'll save you some trouble. We've already taken care of the injured individuals because we stumbled upon after they had already called for you. We can pay for a meal for you and a room if you want. And we're actually about to go deal with a fearsome beastie. If you would want to part with some of these healing unguents that you aren't going to use.
Oh, well. I mean, I'm skilled in the arts of healing. Well, if it's potions you need, though, and rattles around in the kit and pulls out 4 bottles.
Anything for acid protection?
Well, these are just general healing. He pushes the 4 bottles over. I've got some salves that will help with burns. That's very similar to acid. They're burns, but only useful after the fact. It doesn't really ward off acid or fire, but very good after the fact. And puts down a couple containers of that.
So 4 healing potions.
Are they actually magic healing potions, or is it just like water and honey that makes you feel a bit better?
Are you looking? Air quotes. Are you asking?
Asking for the moment.
Oh no, yes, they were blessed by the Holy Church in Threshold. Yes,
Yeah.
they've been
I
imbued
should
by
really
the God's
make some
power.
myself at some point. I say out loud. I really should make some myself at some point.
So burn salves, healing potions.
Yeah, so the healing potions are D6s. And the salves are D4s, but they only work against, they will only heal burns and burn effects.
Too worried about that.
So they're limited healing potions.
Did you want payment for this? For the?
Oh, no. We're happy to help. This province has been a very good trade partner with Threshold. We were just, I'm sorry it took so long to get here. I couldn't requisition a horse. Had to walk.
Oh Oh, goodness. Then, yes, I will pay for your room tonight. You rest.
Well, that's very kind of you. It'll give me a day to look around and see if anyone else needs my help. I mean, I'm good with animals too. If there are any animals that got injured, maybe.
I don't unless you ask.
I look at Scrimbleshanks and see if he's hurt.
I'm not an animal.
Jenkins isn't here, so you can't ask him.
I mean, the
Jenkins,
rings wouldn't have
anytime
been-
you want to wander over to where the action is happening, you're welcome to after you've prayed. And again, your prayers have gone unheard.
Keep praying and praying and praying, and then he keeps being a bitch and a bitch and a bitch. At this point, it might be more worth it to just sell my soul to Satan.
A dark force
Fun.
behind you yells out, "Best I can do is $1.50."
Yeah, I'll walk into the room.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's a very crowded bar. There are a lot of folks here play traditional games, moving stones and small shells. The Keep and the King apparently is a favored game, where there's little shells that cover little bits of colorful, they might uncut gems, but not valuable gems. And it gives kind of like a fog of war effect as they move around. And then when someone attacks, you show what color gem, and you can take or lose depending on the colors. Apparently, a very strategic game.
Is that like Battleship, but with extra steps?
I was thinking
It's like Stratego. Yeah.
Well, do you have to keep
Very
saying,
intricate game of
"Stratego"?
battle.
Everything at this?
It sounds very overcomplicated and expensive. AKA, no, thank you.
It is a very common game, though. There are many tables set up and folks playing. People wage heavily upon the players. Heavily being this pot of soup against your load of carrots. But no, the people here are very salt of the earth people. They work hard. They enjoy comradeship. Some people do some singing. Not many people have instruments. There's a lot of like banging on pots as just percussive sounds, but no one's really got any instruments. But it's a fun place.
Is anyone playing Catholics in cubicles?
Not as such. Not as such.
Worth a shot.
Stoltheim is probably very familiar with card games because cards were a very where you come from. It was a very posh thing for folks to do that had money and wealth. All right,
Doing
so
magic tricks with cards? No. That's right out.
yes, no conjuring with your cards.
Mhm.
That'll get you an execution. Oh well. Thank you. I'm sorry I couldn't be more help. This person is young.
Keep saying that.
Does
No,
anybody?
we're sorry we didn't leave more injured people for you to heal.
Oh, it would be a learning experience. I am a little put out. It's the first time I've been sent to an area like this. I've been studying very hard. Most of my talents have been limited to helping animals for farmers and such.
Well,
I mean,
to be
none of
fair, we were just accidentally here now. We're not planning on staying. So if you were on a mission or something to do this be here for a while, we're leaving in like a day or two.
Oh! And there was something else I was supposed to. She goes through the pouch again and pulls out pamphlets.
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to do some proselytizing. Anybody here members of the Church of? No. Oh, okay, I get that a lot. It's okay.
Church of
Okay.
what?
Carmicos.
Yeah.
It's the land's religion. New religion.
Oh,
Oh
my God.
My
I
lady
kind
is
of
a range religion.
Yeah.
pat her hand a little. That's cute.
Yeah. I'm not getting a lot of no. Yeah, I know.
It's
People seem to
okay.
be pretty tied to the old religion still in this area. That's okay. We'll win them in the end.
Has your god spoken to you?
Oh, to me personally, I'm just a novice. I've not had any direct communications. No, but I've been invested with some powers.
Do you know if anybody's been able to contact your god lately?
Well, I mean, of course. I mean, the head clergy, I mean, are in constant communication with the gods.
Are they?
Um,
I look at her very like.
I mean, I
they?
can't confirm that, but I would assume.
Let me give you a word of warning. The gods are gone. They left us here.
Okay, but I mean, I can cast spells that are divinely granted to me from the gods.
That's from faith.
Not a big one.
That's.
I mean, it's a new religion. Of course, our God's not really big.
Yeah, I suspect she doesn't have.
Fastest growing
Yeah,
church in
that's it.
Karmikos.
If your god has like very few followers, wouldn't your god be constantly like talking to you because you're one of the few followers?
Oh well, but I'm like really low level. I mean, I just got my robes, and like again, the robes are like grossly oversized for this person. Just got my robes last week.
So am I, but if I also went on a massive killing spree, my god would talk to me. Why wouldn't your god do the same if you did not a massacre, but something?
Oh well, no, that's
very
the whole
higher?
Church of War side. I'm not on. I'm on the healing side. I mean, we're support.
So if we were to go around
Oh.
and stab a bunch of people for you and you did all the healing, do you think your god would talk to you then? Because we can help. Well, no, this isn't a town that has annoyed me. Maybe I can't help with that.
She's following your logic, and she's like, "Do you think? Maybe."
There's one way for you to find out, isn't it?
I mean, there's no lasting harm, right? I mean, if I can heal them,
Have you heard about?
is that a blasphemy? I'm not sure.
Have you heard about the lady?
Oh, yeah, of course. One of the original gods in the area. Yeah, of course, we've heard of the lady.
Let me introduce you to my friend here, Galen. Tell her about the lady.
It's a religion off. Who can convert the other first?
You have pamphlets? We have pamphlets. Oh, but I bet most of the
don't have
people here
pamphlets.
can't read. Ooh, that
Yeah,
is a
there
little
is
tricky.
I was planning on holding a service later because most people here are probably following the lady, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, so
what the impression
probably-
you got.
Yeah, I was planning on holding a service if you want to come along back.
Oh, you can do it tomorrow morning before we leave. Oh, I'd love to see a service.
She looks a little conflicted. I'm not sure if that's a blaspheming or not. I'll have to pray on it to make sure, but thank you for the invitation.
It's good for your learning experience.
I'm Charlotte, by the way.
Open
Nice to
your
have met you
eyes
all.
to other
The Noviate,
religions.
Charlotte, it's me.
Yeah, we go around the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
We go around the table. I say at the end.
This is
like,
the half man, this is the large one, this is the pretty one.
And I'm Stoltheim, Rheinbach the Seventh. Ruler of this region.
Oh, you're the new. Oh, okay. I heard that the lands had finally gotten a representative. It's how are you finding things?
Difficult.
Okay. She
There's
just
a
kind of
lot
stares,
going
like
on.
not sure where to
There's-
go
There's
from
a
there.
lot going on, but we're here to help, and we're slowly, piece by piece,
All right.
best to be amongst the people.
You might want to come to Threshold at some point, and speak to our ruler there. We do a lot of business out of your province.
Well, when you head back, could you deliver a message of a formal invitation?
Sure. Do you have a capital now?
Sort of. And I show her on the map.
About here.
Look for the pile of rubble about here.
Look for the newest looking pile of rubble.
And as I
all
said,
the other piles of
yeah.
rubble.
If she reacts to pile of rubble, I just repeat, it's been difficult.
Okay. Okay. Are all of your people followers of the old religion?
Mostly, yes.
Okay.
Well, we do have the cleric of the cleric isn't the cleric of the old. He's the cleric of.
Yeah, he's Church of Carmicos. He's from the war side of the church, which she was
yes.
kind of explaining. Yeah.
We got one of the war priests there as well.
Oh, I would very much like to meet him.
More retired these days.
He lives right about here.
Next to those piles of stones we were talking about. Yeah.
I mean, there is a nice church area thing now for all of them, for the whole lot. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the conversation goes to the night. A few people do approach her and talk privately. You think that they're asking for specialized healing over certain things. You see her blush a lot, but nod and goes about and does some
You
things.
could put a ring over there. No.
Some people just they can't deal with the fact that maybe they're not as big as the women want them to be.
Well, it's not so much that it's the itching, you see, and the burning when I pee.
Okay, that kind of itching, right? Not the kind we care about.
Yeah.
The fleas.
Well, there's little animals on them if you look closely enough, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So the rest of the night goes by just like that. A lot of the townsfolk will listen to Stoltheim if you want to hobnob and talk. Food's good. Beer is weak, but it's free. And you are given a home that recently has been left abandoned. Still has a perfectly working fireplace, and it's watertight and clean. Not much more you can ask for.
I want to send Galen around to look for secret doors in this abandoned house.
You roll me a d6?
Scribbleshank is just as good as I am at it.
Him too. Secret basement, secret passage. Is this a cultist's house? Did he skip town? Why did he leave? Why is it abandoned?
I don't see any secret passages.
No.
No, me neither.
Not in the least. But you do find the secret stash of newborn kittens, as a mama cat has sought shelter inside the house and given birth over the last remnant scrap of bedding and has claimed it as her own. And she's willing to fight you for it.
And that is why the place has been abandoned, because the cats do 1d4 damage and commoners have 3 hit points or something.
A d4 per claw, and she gets 4 attacks.
Yeah, don't go to that. Yeah, no.
I give the cat an extra blanket from our bedding that was given to us, and I don't know, can I find a fish in town and give it a fish and feed it? I feel like we need to give it food as an offering.
Instantly on the side of the cat, of course.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Yes, the cat takes your gifts as her due, as she is the empress of the house. No, you leave the cat alone, the cat leaves you alone. But yeah, it came in here because the fireplace had been recently used. It's still a little warm. So there you go. The house is clean, but it is nothing was really left other than the scrap of bedding that the cat found. There you go. It's clean though. You're welcome to stay the night there. That's what you're given.
Wait, the fire was recently used?
As in the last few days.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a free house. Nope. No, a family just decided to leave. They weren't loggers. They weren't having a lot. It was a potter. Potter and his family, wife and 2 kids. They weren't doing a lot of business here. The clay he needed was difficult to find without having a river close by. So they just decided to leave, find a better place.
Right.
Suspicious. And now just 2 months later, there was a dragon attack. I'm sure that linked somehow. I mean,
The Potter's Revenge.
yeah, maybe.
All right. If you stay there, just assume you do. Galen probably sleeps outside. Night goes by just fine. Nothing special happens. Charlotte is there in the morning. She has thought it over and prayed about it. Her God has not told her that she is blaspheming by watching you perform any rites. So she will come by and see what you're all about there, Galen.
Okay, cool. Something else also I wanted to do in the morning, and it can be either before or after, whatever. I'm going to find some kid or another who's definitely not going to be coming with us anywhere near the dragon. Give him 10 gold coin and tell him to go get some pigs to take to that guy at the intersection. The dwarf, the name of the intersection.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
The,
I'm just going to
deaf
give someone
guy.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to give someone 10 gold to go and
Yep.
deal with that in case we forget later.
Sure. Yeah, not a problem.
Another case of going, here, here's 10 gold to deal with something.
Setting precedents for Stoltheim to follow as, his men are just throwing gold out like it's nothing.
Yeah, boosting the economy.
Breaking the economy with 10 gold all the entire town has.
Exactly. So the forester, and he's got 10 men that are willing to go out today if you want to check on the dragon. They all have pole arms, and they've got sacks of what smells like a little bit of rancid meat. He said, just in case your plan fails, we got our backup here. We got some poisoned meat.
What if it's not a dragon? What have you got if it's not a dragon?
You guys. We got you guys.
What have
You
you
don't
got
need
if
anything
it's
like-
not a dragon?
Well, I mean, what else could it be? I mean, it created poison gas and lightning. I mean, what else is it going to be?
Mind Flayer.
A lich.
Radnor after beans?
These are all the words that are incredibly frightening to me and my men.
How about we scout it out before we send in everything? Maybe.
Well, we're going in. We are the scouts.
Okay.
Unless you want to send in one of those kittens we found last night.
Maybe
your
not
plan?
a ton.
No?
Well, you
Didn't
did
think
say 1d4 per claw. We'll take out the dragon pretty quickly. Gets a good size bonus.
so. Yeah.
I cast bag of kittens.
What if those kittens
before,
were a
before we
sack?
go, I'll hold a service first in the name of the lady. And
Okay.
at the same time, use that opportunity to cast Bliss.
Okay. You do your things. Yeah, some of the populace comes out. Not everybody, but some do. Looking for the blessing of the lady. You do the full hour long and bless the town. Okay. You do it. Charlotte is standing by. She's got out a quill and is scribing and taking notes.
So that's how you cast that second level spell. Oh, right, okay.
Yep.
Oh, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, Rednor, do you have any kind of ability of true sight?
I mean, I can see magic if I concentrate on it, but I don't have anything that allows me to see through, like, illusions, although I can see invisible things if I wish.
That's the closest we got at the moment.
I could memorize, see invisibility, and dispel magic, and could use them in concert if I wish. If someone's making themselves invisible magically, I can turn them visible.
Be prepared to disbelieve the illusion.
Good enough. You head to the south and east as the foresters show you the way. They had just started felling trees. So you get to an area where there's some trees that have fallen. They weren't here long enough to harvest a tree, so they're just laying on the ground. The first thing you notice, and the foresters seem to be a little puzzled about themselves, is they swear these were healthy trees when they cut them down, because there's no use in cutting down a tree that's dead inside, or in this case, they're covered in fungus.
Well, crap.
Yeah, because that speaks of some serious disease that the tree has, and they would not have cut down a diseased tree. They know their job. But these newly felled trees are covered in mushroom, fungal growth.
Talk to the supervisor just to check that these people do in fact know their job. Yeah,
That's-
they're not idiots. They're not all like Ken.
Does it look
I-
similar to the blight that we've seen?
So we might be unlearned, but we're not idiots. Except for Melvin. Melvin's an idiot. Yeah.
What do I see? You got Melvin and Jenkins over there. We're getting along well on the trail on the way up.
Stoltheim? Yeah, it does look kind of like that disease growth. You're not seeing the devastation, like you're not seeing dead foliage, but you're seeing that kind of diseased growth.
Yeah, the blight tends to not care if the tree's been cut down or not. It would just suck the life. This is a bit more targeted somehow. So I want to look around for tracks.
Okay. Give me a D6.
Ah, there was no wisdom. D6. I search for tracks. 2.
And since we're
I see
calling
some
yourself,
tracks.
yep, since we're calling you something of a ranger, I was going to give you the 1 to 3 on this. There are tracks, but they're not anything you've seen before. They're certainly not footprints or animal prints. You would almost say that they are serpentine in nature. It's a side-winding trail like a large serpent.
That's
But
not dragon-
it's not.
That's not dragon trick either.
It doesn't. Nope, and it's definitely not dragon. At least not any conventional dragon you've seen. They usually have fore and back paws. But this doesn't. This doesn't even fit the mold of, like, say, a large snake either, because there's like a rut in the middle of the trail, almost like it has a
Wheel?
fin or something
fin.
down its middle that's gouging out this trail in the middle.
Okay, there's something. I'm going to point this also out of the forest. There's something very unusual going on here. There's not a conventional sort of dragon.
You know, at first the foresters don't even understand what you're pointing at until they're like, "Oh, it's big," and they kind of step back a bit to see the trail. It's like, oh yeah, they have no idea what that is.
Yeah,
Certainly no dragon they've ever seen.
Yeah, we're gonna. Can we tell which way the track goes, or just?
Well, you don't know if it's going or coming, so it
Yeah,
kind of runs
okay.
north. It kind of runs, west and east, but you don't know which direction the head is or which direction the travel is.
I mean,
But it does run right through where these trees were felled.
Yeah, you should be able. Normally, you can tell, but depending on how smooth and stuff it is, you may not have any sort of directionality come out of it. There are other signs of looking at that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we need to go one way or the other.
came from. We came from 1, right? So we came from. Went south.
So you're in 4.
west?
You're kind of between 4 and the hills. So you're going south and
We
east.
came down and we found this
Oh,
track
right,
down
I
this
see.
way.
Yeah.
Basically, very basically, and we don't know which way to go. Well, we can split it up and see what happens. Split the party. That's never a bad
And
idea.
then we'll
Go
all
to the hill.
Yeah.
Maybe it's in a cave.
Maybe
So
it came from a cave.
the mage you awoke in is looking at the trail, and he's kind of pushing his finger into like the disturbed trench, and he looks troubled.
What troubles you, O mage? I didn't realize was with us.
I've never seen one in person. but this trail is something I've read about. In the last war, there were created creatures. I think here you would call them golems or artifacts, artificial creatures.
A homunculi?
Dead
No, I know that word. Yeah, you're the blood pets. No. This is different. This is a war machine.
A war.
It is not a living creature. It's crafted.
A war. Is it? Sorry, I know this is like a very primitive way to call them, but a warforged. At least that's what the text said.
Yes, perhaps that
It might
terminology sounds familiar, but this is more of a vehicle, a conveyance that was created for the war. It's heavily armored. It has devastating weaponry, and troops rode on its back.
Oh, okay. So I'm thinking of something else completely different. Okay, so that's worse.
But how this could be, I don't understand. They required a magus to control. A mage and the creature were bonded. I didn't believe any of those mages made it out of the war.
Would they need to power up like you are powering up?
If they made it through and were in suspended animation, in sleep like I was, then yes.
Yeah,
they would be very weak.
Well, let's track them down quickly before they get stronger then.
He shakes his head though, and he points at the wood. It's like, but they would have drawn the power they needed and just killed the natural life around. That's not what they did here. So I don't understand this.
Well, maybe they don't want to kill everything just yet. I don't know.
Maybe it was they were too weak to get it from living, and then they got it from recently deceased, as it were.
He looks over to the foresters and said, "Did you leave any of your men behind? Were their bodies left?" There is some talk between everybody, and they come up with there are 3 people missing that didn't make it back to town.
So are you saying that they could have been sucked dry, or that they are now undead with this person? Or both?
Could be both.
I mean, how power efficient are... Is it more power efficient to drain the dead body and then raise it up? Or would that expend more power than the...
A living thinking being has more capacity of power in it. Living nature would be just below that, but there's so much more nature here. If they just wanted energy, I don't understand why they wouldn't just take it from what's around.
Maybe they're not like you. Maybe they captured these people so that they could talk to them and, keep them alive, rather than, just trying to kill everybody dead as soon as they came across their area.
Well, there's only so much I could work with. I mean, your creatures they have a prey drive, and I just wasn't able to damper that. I'm sorry if they caused you offense, but they're your animals.
Anyway, we want to hunt this one down. Is there any way you can tell which direction it went? You may know something of how these things move that I don't.
I'm going to make a roll for him. That's what we'll do.
They're obviously all riding on or in this thing if those things are still alive. Otherwise, we would see footprints as well.
Depends. There might be footprints just over there, but over there we can't see. So.
Oh well, I mean, you're the tracker.
He looks at it.
I'm just saying, we only look for a certain distinct. We didn't go every single direction. Anyway,
if I had to choose, I would say it was heading east to west. And he kind of points, from that direction to that direction. But I've
Let's
only
go
read
west, young
about these
man.
creatures. I've never seen one.
Then let us go west.
All
To the
right.
mountains,
So
right?
your foresters are like, here, I'm going to make a,
Morale check.
yeah.
I don't care. if they
They're
stay
not
or
going. They're like, that ain't a dragon. We didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, stay back here as a secondary defense. If it gets past us, then something like that.
If it gets past us, evacuate like hell. I guess.
Evacuate hell. Leave the hell to itself.
Evacuate at like hell, like not actual hell. It's
Similar to hell, although not hell.
We'll leave some watchers,
Figures.
some runners. They can come back and let us know what's going on.
Yeah. Okay, and we go on.
Okay. Who's in the lead?
I am. I'll ask Jenkins to be with me because he's a fighter guy, and so the two of us are at the front.
All right, good enough.
I'll pick up the rear.
You are tracing this through, and you know what the trail looks like as it's pushing its way through jungle. But it does eventually, again, because this is going east to west, it does eventually get into those hills that are just south of one that are closer to Threshold. My eye is just unfocused for a moment there. I could not read my map. Once it hits a hill, the pattern changes. Give me another D6 roll.
That way.
Okay, that's still 50%. It burrowed. It hit the hills. The trail stops, and it takes you a bit to pick it up that there is a newly burrowed opening in one of the hills. And you know it's new because there hasn't had time for lichen to grow around it. There hasn't been enough time for the greenery to kind of grow around it. It's smooth. It's like something melted a hole going down into the ground.
How big is the hole?
It's a good 8 feet in diameter.
Well,
Imagine you not getting that roll and we just walk by an 8-foot hole in a hill.
it's
Well, he
more
had to go.
than
He had to.
a
He had
single
to.
nature of
Yeah,
what
he had to
of
walk
this other
around to
case.
find it because it wasn't directly on the path you were following.
He said 8-foot hole.
Yes.
Let us go down this back passage.
Okay. Those of you that are going in, you touch the sides of it. The rock is it's smooth and almost crystalline, like something very hot just burned this hole through here.
Is it small enough? Is it large enough for me?
It's 8 feet diameter. So
Okay.
yes.
Pretty big.
No.
Although you are approaching single file at that point, you've had trouble doing the two
Okay.
side by side.
Everybody make me, well, I tell you what. Let's see how we'll do this. Who's last in line?
Stop one.
Me.
We'll say Stoltheim and the new wizard. Everyone else make me dex checks, please.
Oh, great.
Whee! Oh,
No.
we're going to go sailing down the tunnel like we did in that other place. There! Whee!
Galen was in the lead, and sure enough, the surface of the stone has been melted so smooth that it's like glass. You were not expecting it, and you go slaloming down, followed by Radnar.
Oh, this is just like that spaceship tunnel.
There wasn't much of a chance I was going to make it anyway, so.
Jenkins and Scrimbleshanks, how are you guys?
I just rolled.
Also, Jenkins. Yeah, it's almost comical. It all happens at once. Galen falls. Everyone else is like, "What's going on?" And you turn and slip. And
Critical
everyone.
success.
Scrimbleshanks is just fine, which makes sense. And Stoltheim, you were in the very end, so you see everyone falling, and then just go hurtling down this passage. So you stop before you go further into the passage,
Do you,
right
I,
behind
do you
Scrimbleshanks.
just jump down anyway?
I stop the wizard and I slowly sit down and I offer him to sit as well. And then I just push myself forward and slide
Okay.
safely.
Okay, everyone slaloms through except Scrimbleshanks,
Just
who is able
slide.
to keep his footing.
Keep in mind I have plate mail on, so the entire time you just hear.
Okay, we'll start with Galen then in the lead. Galen, you can sort of see in the dark because there's no light down in this tunnel. It goes down at a very extreme angle, so you're not quite falling. You're still always in contact with the surface, but it's a very steep angle going down. And it goes for a long time before it evens out and you start shooting level, maybe going up a little now. But you are suddenly launched into the air as there is a big crack in the earth beneath you, and you go sailing over it. Make me... you easily clear the other side. So that's not a problem. You go over this gate, but you're going to hit a little bit on this side. Make me a con check as you take a little bit. You hit hard when you land.
Yeah. No.
Okay, you're fine. Take 1 point of damage from the impact, but just one.
A minute later, I heal it. So.
Yeah. You start slaloming up the sides, kind of up and down, doing almost like a half pike thing. But you're getting turned around, but you're keeping going. It hasn't slowed down your speed at all. You're still hurtling very fast. Do you want to try to do anything to slow yourself down?
At this point, in for a penny for a pound. Sort it.
Okay, no, you tighten up as best you can. You try to keep yourself from just flailing everywhere, and eventually you do get. Maybe you just lay on your back, and eventually you just shoot off like an arrow. Next person that fell was Radnar. Yep. Same thing. The ground just gives way underneath you. You have the feeling, since you can't see, it's completely dark for you, that there is just a gulf beneath you, and that you've just shot out over like a large canyon. But then soon you slam on the other side. Make me that con check.
Okay. I'd like to point out that I still have one of Fig Jam's continual light necklaces.
Okay. Fair enough. You open it up so that the light comes out and you can kind of see what's going on.
Okay.
Then you shut it again because you see what's going on.
Yeah, no!
Yep. Made my con check.
It's just 1 point of damage. You're just stunned a little bit as you make contact with the other side. Okay. And again, you're going up the sides of the tunnel a little bit. You're getting turned about, but you're still shooting forward at a very high rate of speed. Are you going to do anything to try and slow yourself down, or are you just going to go with the flow?
I'm just going to go with the flow. Fuck it.
Okay. Sounds good. And then Jenkins? Same thing, except you are completely blind. It's dark down here. Make me that con check.
Alright, let's see how badly I fuck up.
Oh my gosh!
Nice!
That's a perfect fuck up. You done couldn't have fucked up any more than that.
That's my boy!
All right. Roll a d6.
Alright, roll a d6.
You make it over the big trench below you, but you land face first on the other side, taking 5 points of damage as you are now hurtling through this cave, kind of going up the side, but you're face down. Your face is being ground against the surface.
Well,
and again, are you trying to do anything to slow your travel, or are you just letting it speed you along?
What's the worst that could happen? I'm letting it happen.
Okay.
My wisdom way.
Stoltheim did this on purpose. So you were prepared for it. So you are more streamlined. As you shoot over that chasm below you, you land on the other side. I'm not going to make you make a roll because you're keeping yourself in a very kind of tight, almost, what is that called? It's not slaloming. What's that Olympic winter sport?
Luge?
The luge, yeah. So like you're tucked in, keeping all your arms and your legs straight out. You're just luging it. You don't need to make the contact, but you will take 1 point of damage as you land safely on the other side, but it's kind of a jarring hit.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything to slow down? You're actually going very, very fast at this point.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to start like serpentining so I can
Okay.
slow
Yeah.
myself
So
down.
you kind of angle yourself so that you're going up the sides, which does slow you down. Okay. Make me a dex check to make sure that this is not going to cause you to just completely go ass over head while you're trying to do this.
Fail.
Okay.
I go in a circle.
It does slow you down, but
Uh,
you've completely lost any kind of form. You're just kind of sliding on your back, your side, your front as you're continuing to go up and down the sides of the tunnel, and it is slowing you down, but you're no longer have any kind of control.
right.
And let me do a roll for the mage here. Okay. Oh no, that's good. It's a success. Low success, but it's a success. He sees what you're doing, and he kind of mimics it to slow himself. But he's actually doing it a bit better than you. He's keeping his form. He's actually going all the way around. So like up the side, around the top, and down. He's doing this corkscrew-like thing, which is
love
slowing
that.
his momentum down.
It's
So
metal.
Scrimbleshanks, all your friends have just zoomed down that tunnel. You've lost sight of them very quickly because it's an extreme, almost a plummet straight down.
I just walk and then climb down the thing.
Okay.
I to set up a. Can I put a rope up this?
Yes, you can. And you'll need to because it's such an extreme angle, but you can.
Don't know that I have climbing gear actually. No, I don't have any climbing gear.
Okay.
So, I mean, I suppose somebody is already going wee.
Yeah.
Has
Oh,
blown
yeah.
the element of surprise.
Okay.
So I will shout down, "Are you okay down there?"
Yes.
They're gone so fast that
Yes.
they don't hear you.
All right. I shrug at the camera and jump down the hole myself.
Okay. Same thing with Showtime. This was not a surprise. You didn't kind of just fall into this, so you're controlling your movement somewhat. So you're gonna leap that gulf, take 1 point of damage. Are you trying to do anything to slow yourself down? Because you are going at a frighteningly fast speed.
Yes, so I don't know what. I guess I can put out my hands and try and grab onto the side, and yes, it will be horrible and hurty, but you know.
Yeah, if you want to
get my
kind
hit
of
points back,
make
so-
more surface area in contact, that seems smart. Why don't you make
Never
a?
claimed that.
We'll call it a con check, just to see if you can take because that is going to do some fierce kind of burns, like almost like rug or carpet burns. But we'll see.
Hey, we have an ointment for that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right, yeah.
You succeed, it works. Yeah, it works. You slow yourself down noticeably. You're still going fast, but not this ridiculously high speed, which becomes important as Galen, being in the front, sees in front of you almost a solid rock wall, like a plug that's in the tunnel, and you're hurtling toward it at amazingly fast speed because you've done nothing to slow yourself down. You are going to collide with it. What are you going to do?
Scream in panic. Woo, wah! The only thing I can think of to do is to get my mace out and try and dig it into the side of the tunnel. At least.
All right, so okay, so you're going to try and slow yourself down now, which is very much more. All right, so make me a.
Strength.
Actually, no. Let's do it this way. Roll damage.
Charisma?
Just roll the damage on your mace.
What is the damage on my mace? It's a D6 plus 3. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've had to do. Ow! Max damage.
Okay. Okay, so you do this, but you're already going at such a frighteningly fast speed. So what I'm doing is damage is going to be staged by how much you're able to slow yourself down. Top damage, D20. You slowed yourself down a bit. Roll me a D12 as you collide with this thing.
Oh, I've got that bad. Oh, do I take that 9 points?
What's that?
Did I take those 9 points?
Nope. The 9 points just means that you're not rolling a D20 for damage. You slow yourself down enough that you're going to take 12 points as you collide heavily with this.
Okay, now do I provide cushion to others as they back into me?
you hit it hard. It cracks somewhat, and you are through the other side. You're through the plug, but you took those 12 points of damage doing it.
Yeah.
Next person going through is Radnar. Radnar, you didn't do anything to slow yourself down?
Not at all.
All right, so you see the same thing. You see this big plug of earth in front of you. There's a small Galen-sized hole in it, but you're going to hit it. What do you want to do?
Well, the
I
good
don't know.
news is
Try
that
to
you're
go
going
like
to take the
feet
plug
or
out.
hand first. I'm going to hit it hard, but I'm going to try not to hit my head.
Okay, roll a d20.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh. Well, there's good and bad. Good and bad. There's no longer a plug covering the slalom course as Radnar essentially belly flopped, arms and legs outspread as he was trying to keep his head from hitting first, and he just wrecks it. He just plows right through it. That's the good part. You've cleared the obstruction. Bad part is you just took 20 points of damage. Can you take 20?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm down to 5 now.
Okay. Jenkins, did you do anything to slow yourself down, Jenkins?
No.
Okay, so you rocket through it. There's no longer a plug. So you just rock. You see below you. Well, actually, you do actually, because Radnar's got his light amulet. So you clear where this plug used to be. You see Galen and Radnar below you, who've kind of come to a stop, just on the other side of where this plug used to be. But you go sailing through it. It's so the tunnel is level. There's this plug, but then there's kind of a pit. So Galen and Radnar fell into this pit that's no longer smooth, which stops you. Jenkins, however, continues to go right over this and sails over, hitting the next slalom, and you keep going. So you're rocketing past everyone, Jenkins, and you're just gone. You are in complete darkness again. Stoltheim, you tried to slow yourself down. You did slow yourself down, but you're just kind of going ass over head, spinning, going on either side. Luckily for you, the way is cleared. Now you see that you're not Scramble Shakes. Galen and Radnar are below you. Do you want to try and do something to stop yourself further so you land with them, or the tunnel just keeps going over this little pit?
I'm gonna go sailing over them and just wave.
Okay.
Like,
All right. Okay, you are going slower though, so
motion.
you're able to see them. You wave at them, and you hit the rear end, and you keep going. Bringing us to Scrimbleshanks. Well, actually, the mage. Here, I'm gonna just do an even odd thing for him. Okay, no, the mage follows you still time, so he just continues to go down the other end of the corridor with you. Bringing us to Scrimbleshanks. Okay, you've slowed yourself down enough as well. Do you want to try to drop into the little pit that Galen and Radnar are in? Or you see disappearing in front of you is Stoltheim and that mage?
I'll drop into the small bit with Javis, with Galen and Radnor.
Okay. Just make me a dex check. You slowed down enough that this is not difficult. Just any passing dex check will do.
Hey, everybody. I am trying to crash on top of you. I pressed the button.
Yeah. It worked. So you kind of do this little spiral over the wall, and it ends with you dumping your velocity into this pit that's got kind of a spongy ground to it. That's something else the rest of you that hit it noticed, is that it's kind of got a very loamy ground here. Like you've just hit an area that's just covered in fungus. It kind of padded your blow a little bit. A bunch of spores go up into the air, but it's comfortable. It stopped your descent there. So we have successfully split the party in two.
Mm.
Okay, so let's take up with Galen, Radnor, and Scrimbleshanks.
Ow. Ow.
Ow.
Ah, what are you complaining about? It's fine.
Is it 1 point a round?
They're just the
Yes.
1 point. Oh, the regeneration? Yeah, it's per
Yeah,
round.
the
Yeah.
rings.
Yeah. So there's going to be a few rounds of us just going, ow.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm up and jumping around and trying to find where the others have gone
Follow
immediately.
the others then. That
Work
way.
out what this is.
Guys,
Oh,
I'm just gonna lay here for a while.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, you might as well go to the other group. We're just going to lay here for a while going, ow.
I'm gonna look around this ditch and see if it's.
Yeah.
I mean, see if there's anything in this ditch or a way out of this ditch.
Roll a
probably.
d6 for me.
A D6, you say? Pow. 6.
You're being entirely supported by a mass of fungus. Like you dig and dig and you don't feel a bottom. Like you feel like you could just keep digging for a bit and you're not going to reach bottom.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Since you're digging and the other two are just laying there recovering, so this will happen to Scrimbleshanks. You're digging around, and then a hand grabs you around the wrists and just gives like a gentle, just gives you a gentle tug.
I'll pull up with my arm to try and pull them out, I guess.
You pull, and there's a hand that's attached to you. You see in the dark, right? As a halfling.
I'm not sure. I have a continual light amulet as well that somebody
Okay,
gave me.
well we'll go with that.
I think so.
So there's a
I don't.
hand that grips you, and you're like, oh, great, maybe it's a survivor. And as you pull,
And it's
you're
just a
noticing-
hand.
you notice no, the hand is torn where you can see bone and sinew, and as it comes up, more of it is exposed to where that should not be working, but it's got a grip on you.
Okay. I keep pulling it out
Okay,
because I mean I can only
You-
stab it in the head if I can find its head.
you pull out one of the foresters that were left behind, and obviously he's dead. The hand gripping your wrist is cold. You don't feel the warmth of body heat at all. And as you pull it out, you see that his face is melted mostly away. So there's only one eyeball left and a little bit of flesh left on his left cheek, and that's all that's left. And as he's coming out, you keep pulling, the other hand is just bone, and it kind of reaches out and tries to like cram these sharp, bony fingers into you. So go ahead and give me. We're going to do initiative. Just you and it for right now. So you can add your dex bonus to this.
I can press the initiative button on here.
Oh, well. Do you have a dex bonus?
That is including my dex bonus.
It is, okay. Well, you definitely go first. This is some kind of undead, you're thinking? Some kind of undead?
Oh. I mean, I attack it. I pull out
Okay,
my short sword, long sword, my big regular sized sword that is definitely not a short sword.
Okay. So again, what this looks like is you're pulling. It's still got a hand attached to your arm. You're pulling it up.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume your good sword hand is still free. Pulling it up, so it's going to be easy to hit it because it's still dangling from you. Go ahead and make me that attack roll.
I'll teach you to give me the eye. A terrible miss. Natural
How
one,
terrible.
natural one,
You rolled a 1. Okay, yeah.
natural one.
So we'll say this instead. You
Ah.
cleave a bit of the flesh that's still on its torso away, and it doesn't seem to hurt it at all. The flesh kind of sloughs away, and you see like these fibrous cables that run through it, and that must be what's giving it locomotion. It's like it's taking the place of its muscle. It's some kind of fibrous, almost plant-looking cables.
Oh.
my plan to chop off my own arm in order to get rid of it.
Okay. It will go now by the same by the same reasoning. Your armor class is lower too, as it tries to shove those bony fingers into you. Pretty
That
sure that's going
definitely
to hit.
hits,
Yeah. Okay. Only 2 points of damage. And you may, I'm going to say it's low enough damage that you react fast enough that you kind of pull yourself away from the fingers. And the blood on those bony fingertips, you see little cables, little vegetable-like wires sprout out that was going to go into you if it left those fingers in there. How do you respond to your friends who have no idea what you're doing? You're just rustling around, and then suddenly you pull out your sword and you try and stab. And
Turn undead! Turn undead! Or turn fungus? I don't know. Turn mushroom? Something! Help!
okay, you're in initiative as a party now. So we'll start with Jameis. Go ahead and roll a d6 for your side.
Okay.
Go. This is not playtime, doggy.
I'll be casting a spell.
All right, there, doggy. Say hi to everybody.
Hello, doggy.
Doggy.
We see you. Do you
Oh, look,
see
the view count just exploded.
You guys go first. What do you do?
Turn
So
undead.
far, you just see the one that's attached to Scrimbleshank's arm.
I don't care. I turn undead. Do I need to roll?
Yeah, roll.
Are they actually undead?
No, but roll anyway.
Okay. Trying to remember. This is 2d6, isn't it? Yeah, 2d6. Work out what I hit. 7. So that
What can you affect with the 7?
Given that I'm level 8, I can affect everything.
Okay.
I don't automatically kill. I have to roll how much hit point I do.
That
I
actually
deal
that
7
doesn't
points.
matter as much, but you can turn things like demons and devils with that roll.
It's just the only thing it's got is the. It doesn't say. It just says undead.
All right.
If it's
hold
not
on.
undead, I probably can't do anything with it.
Let me just check to see how this works in this real quick.
If 10 undead are used against the next group of undead monsters of different types, those with the lowest HD are affected first. It doesn't say anything about.
I may be misremembering that in this edition you can't turn extra players.
I don't think I can turn anything that isn't undead. So it just doesn't do anything.
No, it just doesn't work, right? But you try real hard. You try. So that's spell casting. Radnar and Scrimbleshanks, what are you guys doing?
I'm drinking a healing potion.
That seems smart.
Yeah. How many rounds has it been since we started? Because that's going to tell us how many hit points we've got.
Yeah.
One round while you guys, when Scrimbleshank fell in there. Second round was when Scrimbleshank fought it with his own initiative. So this is the third round. 3 rounds.
Okay.
But it took me a few rounds to dig it out, surely.
We'll call it 5. You can have 5 rounds.
Okay. 5 hit points back.
Right, well, I will be.
Radnor would do that. Yep.
I will be chopping at this fungus and trying not to get infected.
Unlike you've seen undead before, unlike most undead, it's not very motive. Like its face is very slack, and it's just like it's almost just thought, why don't I just put my fingers in you instead of it seeming like it's trying to kill you? It just very nonchalant about it all.
It's never had a face before. It doesn't know what to do with it.
All right. So what did you do? You swing at it.
I swing.
You
It's a
hit.
9,
You do damage. Yes.
AC 9 maximum damage.
Which is more than enough to kill the poor tree farmer that he was. So in this case, it cleaves through the body cavity, and the flesh and bone slew off, and you see that inside the chest cavity, there's these thicker tendrils kind of radiating out from something in the center that has a big eyeball on it that kind of looks at you. So you've done damage, but it's not dead yet. Radnar's drinking a healing potion. Galen tried to turn, so it's its turn. It's still attached to you by an arm, so it's going to lash out at you. That's going to hit.
I don't like hitting halflings.
Still hasn't done enough damage to get those viney cables into you, though. So it's just 4 points of damage as it stabs its fingers into you again. 5's the threshold. If it does 5 points, it'll keep them in there, but nope. And again, the hand pulls out. You see those little tendrils coming out of the tips. It's initiative. Let's do Radnar. Roll a d6 for your side. And is anyone casting on your side? Good roll.
I'm going to try casting, but it's going to be a discussion between me and the GM as to what, if anything, it actually does.
Sure, that's fine. It rolls also a 6, so this is happening at the same time. So you are doing something that's maybe casting, Jameis. So what are you trying to do?
No, I'm casting. That's a maybe. Does anything? Cure disease. Which cure a subject of any disease, including alternatively kill green slime.
I'm going to give it a save.
Okay.
It fails. You see the eyeball kind of look like it has like a look of surprise to it, and you see the eyeball kind of go milky, and it quivers, and you just see it kind of shrivel up inside the chest cavity of this creature. But as this happens, behind Radnar, another bony hand comes up. It's like it's swimming through this fungus to get to you. So that worked, Galen.
That's a third level spell. That's not worth it.
Yeah. This is simultaneous, so I'm just going to roll to see if it hits Grimbleshanks on its way out.
No.
It does not. Oh. It does not. So you've taken care of one. Radnar, you feel a disturbance behind you as you see another hand kind of come up out of the fungus behind you, and it's starting to pull itself out.
Levitate.
Levitate yourself?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So when you levitate, you can now see that slick tunnel does continue on above your pit there. So that's your way out as far as you can tell, unless you want to go fungus diving to see what's at the bottom of this.
I don't like fungus.
Okay. So since it's simultaneous, I'll just describe that another one of these foresters unearths itself out of the fungus, pulls itself out, and it can't reach you. I assume you're levitating out of its reach. At least That's what your idea is. Okay. Scribbleshanks, your turn.
I guess I'm gonna turn around and see where the rest of this crap is coming from and look out to be attacked by the other
There's
one on the
another
other
one.
side.
Yeah, you see it trying to get to Radnar, who is floating just out of its reach.
Don't worry, Radnar. I'll save you somehow. I mean, you're doing a good job of saving yourself, but you know. And I guess, can I aim for the chest now that I know that there's the giant eye thing is in there?
Yeah. Center of mass is not going to do any kind of extra. So it's you hit. So, you hit. It's paying absolutely no attention to you. It's basically a still target, and you ram your sword through its middle section. 5 points of damage directly to the eye, kills it. Like you see again, like the tendrils kind of burst out for a minute and kind of flail around, and then they just kind of rot. And the creature stops moving. So 2 of the foresters that were left behind have been animated by some kind of force. Meanwhile, those of you that are rocketing down the tunnel starts to go, you hit an edge and it starts to slope up, and then it starts to go almost straight up, where now you're kind of free. You're free falling up as your speed starts to decrease, and you see daylight ahead of you. It's so close, but your speed is dropping so quickly. You're almost there. Jenkins, I think, was the first person down. Jenkins, you might make it. You might not. Do you want to try and do anything to influence this? Now, keep in mind that you're in the middle of this tunnel. You're not touching any sides anymore, and you're heading straight up, but you're starting to slow down, and you just see this light ahead of you. You might make it, you might not. Do you want to do anything to fix those odds?
How pretty is the light?
Oh, it's pretty. It's so pretty.
Nice.
Do I like this character? I want to go to light.
Okay. Are you doing anything to help that along, or are you just gonna keep it to chance to see if you've got enough momentum to get up there?
You know the motion when people will start to like sort of paddle themselves to go faster?
It does absolutely nothing, but yes, you do that. Luck
I'm
check.
trying.
Tell me
Luck.
high or low and roll a D100.
Low.
Okay. That is not low. It's so close. Your hand just you feel the warm sun on your fingertips, and you go to grab the edge, and you just can't quite do it, and you fall. You fall. Oh.
I want to propel myself off his falling body when he passes me.
When I get to you,
I want to
yeah.
Super Mario with this.
Okay. Make me a dex check, Jenkins.
Give me a second. I can get that for you.
Success. You take half of that. So you take 9 points of damage as you hit that elbow of the trench at the bottom. It's a big fall, and then you go shooting off back the direction you came. You just took 9 points of damage. Can you take 9 points of damage?
Easily, yeah.
Okay. Yep. You lost some momentum coming back in. So what happens is you shoot over and you fall into the fungus pit with Scrimbleshanks, Galen, and Radnar.
I have as much health as Ragnar right now.
Stoltheim, I liked what you're doing. You used a little bit of
Yes.
momentum off Jenkins to propel yourself upwards, so you don't have to make the luck check. You do need to make a dex check to see if you can grab the edge of the
All right.
hole.
All right. Come on. Yeah, high success.
You do it. You're hanging one by one hand at the top of this pit. Sunshine's coming down. You pull yourself over. You kind of lay back down on the green grass, taking a huge breath.
I
The
turn to
mage-
see if I can catch the mage, because he's right behind me, right?
The mage just casts levitate.
Oh, son of a bitch.
He shoots out of the hole, and then he just kind of hovers there as he slowly starts coming back down. He will eventually hit the ground after the extra velocity is expended. Yeah. So Jenkins is back with Scrimbleshanks, Radnar, and Galen. Stoltheim and the mage are free on the outside for right now. Stoltheim, what you notice is not good. You
Right.
don't know if you're still within your province or not. You're not sure because there's some of the hill land here, but there's some of the farmland. But whatever it is, there's a village just on the horizon that's burning.
Oh. Oh,
People are running away from it.
Oh no.
Wait, it's burning? But Scrimbleshanks is with us.
Roll me
And you're muted, Richard, so we didn't get that check.
Stoltheim. This is the middle of the day. You don't have any particular powers to the blade, so just roll me a d6.
4.
Okay. You can't really make out what's going on. There's smoke. Whatever the city is, it seems to be a large city. You think maybe it has a wall? It's hard to tell. There's so much smoke rolling off, and it's so far away.
It
I
may
wonder
or may
if
not be
that's
threshold.
fresh.
You don't know.
Oh my god, if Threshold's burning down to the ground right now. Well, at least the
Yeah.
cleric girl's safe. She was nice.
She's back in town. Okay,
You
so
may
back.
have turned around and hit the that insular town in square 4 as well, for you know.
Mm.
So back in the mushroom pit, There doesn't seem to be any more activity below you. So, Radnar, you're levitating. So, you could kind of reach out and use the side to kind of move yourself along to get to where the tunnel continues above you.
Yes.
The rest of you would need to figure out a way to climb up there. Of course, Scrimbleshake. Well, no, I keep forgetting. Scrimbleshake is not a thief. He is a halfling. He does not have climb.
If only there was somewhere we could pass Radnor a rope and get him to tie to something up there. If only...
Well, as Scrimbleshake has pointed out, he doesn't have rope. Do you have rope?
He doesn't have rope. I assume I do. And this was one of the many hundred things that's always on that character sheet that we never do anything with. How bad off is Jenkins?
How bad off am I? I have 5 health out of 19.
He's got some broken bones. He's a little bloody.
Sure, serious on you.
Okay.
I'll be
We're
fine. Just give me a couple sweet rolls.
Cure serious is 2d6 plus 2, but also going to heal your bones and stuff. All right, you get 10 points back.
Okay, you're back up by more damage than I did to you, Jenkins. So you are fighting fit. And if you do want to do the whole thing where you hook a rope to Radnar while he's levitating, I don't know. Let me check something real quick to see how much you can actually
just get him to tie it to something. He doesn't have to be the one holding it, but he can tie it. He can bring it up and tie it up there so we can climb up.
Levitate. Okay.
He can hold a rope up. He can take a rope up to something to tie
A
up.
normal amount of weight can be carried. You're strong, right, Radnar? You've got a good strength?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can easily carry them on that rope up through there if you want to.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are all in the tunnel now. Since you know it's slick, I'm not going to have you go slaloming, and it's fairly flat. It's fairly level. So you walk along to that bend, and then you've got this the hole goes straight up. 6 turns per level on levitate. So I'm going to say your levitate's still good, Radnar. So you can levitate up without an issue. And then you'll find Stoltheim sitting there with the mage kind of looking over the horizon. And you see that there is a large city far ahead of you that's under attack by something that looks enormous.
Hey, everybody. There seems to be a large city.
There's something enormous attacking it?
Yeah.
It's like this huge, not quite a snake, it's got a fin on the bottom of it.
Yeah. So with Radnar levitating out, you guys can just scale the rope. So you guys can anchor it. You guys all get up on the top. Jameis, since you're kind of the ranger guy, give me a D20 check against your wisdom.
Okay. There.
Okay, you don't know where you are then. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. As far as you can tell, you went further south, but you don't know how much more east or west you went.
Yeah. I would recognize High Forge, but that's about it because I have been to High Forge. But if it's not High Forge, then I have no idea. Unless we're down in Kelvin or something.
Yeah, you guys haven't explored all of your area yet, so it is not in an area that you've passed through before. You know that you went mostly south, but you could have drifted who knows how many miles east or west, given how fast your velocity was there for a bit. So we'll end it there, guys. It's just about time. With actually, now that the demi-humans up here that have better eyesight, it is a very large walled city. There is a creature that reaches up to almost as tall as the high walls of the city are. And you can tell there are figures on the thing's back. And occasionally it's able to get some of those figures on its back over that wall. The city is burning.
Well, so much for that city. What are we doing now?
And we'll end it there. Richard, tell us about your channel.
Hi there, I am Richard, and I play video games badly, which you can watch here with me on Twitch at LMTDTMFFR, or, say it with me now, Limited Time Offer. No vowels.
No vowels.
Hey, he did 2 bosses yesterday. That's not bad, okay?
I did.
Jameis, tell us about your blog.
I have content. There is content there. There is more content that will be coming sometime soon. Content.
Tasty content. And Dion's got stuff going on.
Yeah, so when I'm not playing tabletop RPGs with all my super cool awesome friends, just like you guys, you can find me at my channel at Substances Used, where I do a lot of GTA 5 roleplay and I do a lot of JRPGs. We beat FIDA. We got all the cool endings with that, and we are moving into some retro PlayStation 2 games. You heard me correctly. PS2's retro now. I don't make the rules, I just survive them. But we're playing through the Shadow Hearts series, a midway production of role-playing games that follows more Cthulhu-inspired mythos.
Thank you for making me feel even older, Dion.
PS3 is probably retro at this point.
PS3
too.
is retro at a certain point, yes.
Yeah.
Early PS3 titles are now retro. I don't make these rules. I cried a lot. Cried a lot.
Bill, what do you got going on with the Frog Gods?
Well, I'm still doing Lost City of Baracus. I think we're up to episode 46 on that now. They're getting deeper. It's getting good. If you feel like getting in, hit me up. I'll get you in the game.
Cool. And guys, if you found us, you know where we are, but check out the social links. The best place to go is Blue Magic, BLUMAGIK.com. All of our links are at the top, as well as 14 years worth of podcasting goodness. Hang on, folks. We're going to raid the lollygaggers here. So everybody wave goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, could have hit the button 3 seconds before I could hit the button. Vamp.
Button.
Bye. Okay, we're done.
Yeah.